Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Different Panels. It's been a while. We had a very rough, holiday season. What?
Yesterday.
What about what?
You know damn well.
No, fuck it. Yeah, we had an issue. The lost episode will show up someday. Don't worry.
It will show up on the best of season 1 DVD.
But so technically, we're not back, but we are. The original cast is at least back. Different Panels is now made its return after being away for 2 weeks. Again, your host Adam, along with our panel, Stephen.
Yeah.
And Carroll.
Yeah. And we have a new member known as Andrew.
And the return from his suicide mission, Andrew.
I was gone for 1 episode. And technically 2, but the first one wasn't even my fault. The other one was, but okay.
Anyway, back to the suicide mission.
Yeah.
It's great to see that you're in one piece. So, within the past 2 weeks, and the past few days, actually, we've got some new stuff coming out in developments. So, we're going to just jump right into all of the news so we can get on with everything else. The first one that we'll talk about is the Ant-Man trailer, hit last night. And so far, it looks good, but people already have their doubts because it was said to be a comedy, and a lot of people got a dark vibe from it, more of just a typical Marvel action movie, and maybe one little funny quip at the end, but it's not what they were saying it was going to be. But we'll get opinions. We'll start with Carroll.
I think that I'm going to defend them, and I just say that I think they're just saving their jokes for the movie, because at least from my personal experience, there's a lot of comedy movies that give their best jokes in the trailer, and then when the movie comes out, people are like, oh, well, I saw these jokes right. I know what the punchline is. I know what's going to happen. And they're not as funny anymore.
Steven. It's your go.
Oh, alright.
Opinions on the Ant-Man trailer.
I said this a moment ago, but I'll say it again because we weren't recording it. Aggressive shrug. It doesn't look interesting to me. It just looks like a generic action movie. And for the love of God, Ant-Man is such a ridiculous superhero. I mean, he worked on the recent Avengers, well, not the most recent one, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, I think, one that got cancelled in favour for this crappy one. But that was because he was in an ensemble, and you could downplay his silliness and upplay his scientific knowledge to fit within the group. This one, he's flying on a frickin' ant. How am I meant to take this seriously? I know it's meant to be a comedy. That did not look like a comedy, so I just don't care.
They kind of built that moment up like it was like, oh, cool, that's badass. He's flying on an ant.
No, it is not. It's an ant.
I couldn't get that vibe. Andrew, opinions on the Ant-Man trailer?
I think it looks better than I was expecting. Because, like most of us, a lot of us thought that this was going to be the first one that was going to bomb. And it still might, but it looked interesting. I like how they're kind of, exploring areas that Marvel hasn't really explored yet. Like, you see Paul Rudd's character really has, a relationship with his daughter and stuff. So they could explore that, because you haven't really seen in any of the MCU movies, one of the main superheroes, having a connection with their family and stuff in the movies, so that could be interesting. They could be saving their jokes for later in the movie, but I'm not sure. Something I really liked was it looks like Paul Rudd's going to be taking over from maybe a previous Ant-Man, from what I got from the trailer.
That is the deal.
So it's not like we're going to get an origin story. It's just going to be someone filling the shoes of someone.
I think one of the biggest issues about this Ant-Man movie is Ant-Man's biggest role involved in the comic books was the creation of Ultron. And as we know from the Age of Ultron movie, it's Tony Stark who creates it. And it's Hank Pym who creates it, who is Michael Douglas's character, who is now mentoring Scott Lang, who is Paul Rudd, to be the new Ant-Man. Two things. One, it didn't seem like it was. I know it's going to, but it doesn't seem like it's fitting in with the cinematic universe at all. And who knows? Maybe they'll introduce someone in have a cameo to be like, oh, okay, now it is.
Well, Guardians wasn't like that.
well, I mean, Guardians takes place in the space and stuff, and it's a completely different, concept. This is Ant-Man, who's supposed to be with the Avengers. It is a risk to be doing this, and I do agree with Steven. He's sort of like a Hawkeye character. He's not somebody that should have his own movie. He should be in the Avengers doing something, but not his own movie. The comedy issue is something a lot of people are having a problem with, because the same issue that some of them had with Age of Ultron. It was a little bit too dark and gritty, and some of the Marvel fans are happy that they weren't going the same route as DC, and it seems like that might be happening. So does anybody see the contrast, or do you like what they did?
The one thing I'm worried about is the director doesn't have the best track record with movies. Like, if you look it up, he's done Bring It On, Yes Men. It's just,
It's definitely a big letdown from Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright, yeah. Is the Wasp in this movie? Or...
No. Wasp, the Wasp is in it, but they haven't said if she's going to become the Wasp. Also, her character is different than it is in the comics. But Steven, you seem like you had to say something.
Oh, right. Well, you're talking about Marvel fans not liking it's looking a bit dark and gritty. Well, sometimes, for example, the Age of Ultron, from the looks of it, that's going to be threatening the entire planet.
But why Ant-Man?
Okay, Ant-Man. I don't know.
That's the issue here, is that they built it up to be a comedy, yet it looks like it's a dark, gritty, generic action movie.
Like Andrew was saying, I think maybe they might be trying to look at a different side of the universe in a certain extent, seeing a more personal story with him and his daughter. You're not exactly going to have a Joker second with that. You have it more... I don't know what I'm saying. I'm trying to find a reasoning. I can't find one, so...
Carroll, anything?
No.
So before we move on, I'll just throw it out there. Are we interested, after this trailer, to still be on board with Ant-Man?
I was never on board. So.
I'm interested just because I'm a Paul Rudd fan, and I want to see how he does in it.
Mm-hmm. And
I wasn't really hyped for this one. I wouldn't say this trailer was bad. It's just, I'm not as excited as I think I should be. Because my hype's still for Ultron, and most people's hype is still for Ultron.
I don't get the hype for Ultron.
Well, you didn't watch the first Avengers. So.
Not even that. I just don't get... I saw the trailer in theaters, and I just don't get what everybody marked out about.
Neither do I.
And, Steven, you on board, or you still just don't give a shit about Ant-Man?
I never gave a shit about Ant-Man. I still don't give a shit about Ant-Man. Nothing can make me give a shit about Ant-Man.
Well, then there we go. It's a big toss-up, especially with the fact that, everybody was expecting for this trailer because of all the issues that it had. I can't take a man riding an ant seriously, and even if it is supposed to be played for comedy, they didn't play it for comedy in the trailer. They seemed like, oh wow, he's about to ride this ant. This is fucking really badass. No, that was stupid. But the costume looks cool.
Oh yeah, that's.
And I like Paul Rudd, and I like Michael Doug. I like the cast. I hope the movie. If the movie.
I'm mistaken.
I don't.
I saw the trailer and I thought he was in it. Did they have Shane from The Walking Dead in it?
No, that's not who Yellow Jacket is.
I thought that was. I know they
Looks
have.
Looks a lot like him though.
I know I'm forgetting his name, but he's in End of Watch and all that. I know he's in it, and
Michael Pena's in it, yeah.
That's his name. I liked him, and I like how he's in it.
But so yeah, Ant-Man still not something I have on my radar as most. It's not something I'm going to give a shit until I hear a little bit more about it. Moving on from that, we'll stay in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There are two things that have come out. One, Tim Roth was interviewed about a possible return of General Ross, who is Abomination from the Incredible Hulk movie, having a cameo in Age of Ultron. Not as Abomination, but General Ross in general. oversaturated here? Are we getting too much at too quick of a pace? Is it necessary that we have Abomination? People do want to see a Hulk movie, but it doesn't seem like it's happening. Is this a possibility that we could see a Hulk movie? Maybe they've been hiding it to reveal it because of this, or is this just them saying we have the guy under contract and we're just going to use them? Carol.
Why don't you go with me first, nigga? How about...
Carol.
What?
Go.
I don't really care. I've never been a Hulk guy.
Okay, I have a way that they more than likely would reintroduce him, but I just need to... Is that whole Marvel Spider-Man thing, is that done? Is that like that?
We'll find that out soon because...
The summit hasn't happened yet, so...
Yeah. If they're doing a summit, I think that kind of confirms it, honestly.
We're going to find out all of the details.
I think that confirms
I thought I saw something like a casting call was announced for Amazing Spider-Man 3, but then that was proven to be false. So, my thing is, if they were going to bring Abomination back for Age of Ultron, they'd probably do it in the end credits sequence.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I was asking about Spider-Man is I think if he joins the MCU, the end credit scene for Age of Ultron is going to be Peter getting bitten by the spider. That's what I think it's going to be. But I could see that happening. I don't even know if I watched The Incredible Hulk. If I did, I barely remember it, but I remember it being like one of the worst of the MCU. But if they have the guy under contract and people want to see more Hulk, they might as well introduce or reintroduce more characters from the Hulk universe. Because even with like the Avengers and stuff, like you'll have characters from Thor or Captain America or Iron Man involved in there, but you don't really have any of the guys from the Hulk's universe. So even if they weren't going to do another Hulk movie, at least having more characters from his universe would be a good idea in my mind, at least.
Stephen.
I don't think they're going to do another Hulk movie. I think if they were going to do it, they would have announced it, even though a lot of people would like to see... Complete forgotten his name.
Mark
Carroll.
Ruffalo.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo, there you go. Would like to see Mark Ruffalo as Hulk. I like him as a Hulk. I think he's been the best one. I like to see him in the movie, but...
He's a great actor.
Indeed. But they seem content with... Because I think the first Avengers movie was basically the Iron Man Hulk show, to a certain extent.
And that's what, from the trailer, looks like that's what the fucking second one's going to be.
That's what I think as well.
They have said in synopsises that Hawkeye and Hulk are going to be doing something together. That's why we've seen them in like the woods and it's snowing. Could this be the way Abomination is reintroduced, or is it something else?
Well, something I don't get it is because if I'm mistaken, wasn't at the end of the Incredible Hulk like another villain got like teased? So why would they?
So long.
I forgot who it was.
Well, like you said, the character of General Ross is what Tim Roth has been talking about. Is who is going to make the appearance? It's not official if Abomination will be back, but General Ross is scheduled to be back. And again, this isn't 100% confirmed. It was, but then again, like I said, a lot of stuff that Marvel has come out with Kevin Feige about people coming back and people in interviews. Most of the time, it does turn out to be true. Could he be setting something up to introduce somebody else? But I just think maybe it's a little bit too much, and I don't want to see them go down the Sony route where we get too much and it's really unsatisfying. Do we want to see him come back, or do we just want it to just stay the way it is? Anybody?
What would he add? I don't know what they would achieve. Well, actually, he could play into Civil War.
He could.
Somehow. I mean, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I think because he's a general, who's a member of the authority, he could, oh, God damn it. Somebody go, please.
It's best for business, isn't it?
Shut up.
So, are we on board for him coming back, or do we think, fuck it, don't even bother unless we're getting a Hulk movie? Carol?
I don't understand why you come up to me, because I don't care about the Hulk. I've never been a Hulk guy. To me, whatever happens with the Hulk, even though I'm a big Mark Ruffalo fan, I don't care about.
Great, so that's a no for you. Steven?
If they can tie it into Civil War, then sure, why not? If not, then it's just another body in the movie where there's about 1,001 characters already. So.
And Andrew?
Wait, what was the question? I zoned out.
Do we care about him being in it? Do we want him, or it's not necessary unless we have a Hulk movie?
I mean, if they're gonna bring in more characters from the Hulk's universe, I guess so, but, I mean, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know.
It was one of the shockers that most people have seen about Abomination returning, because a lot of people had forgotten about the Incredible Hulk movie. It was.
Well, I'm surprised they're doing that and just not recasting him because of, Edward Norton not being the Hulk anymore.
They probably have him under contract. That's probably the reason. Or he's interested in doing the character again. I mean, it all depends, but we'll stay in it as well. Vin Diesel, I think a week ago, posted on his Facebook page a picture of him in front of a Photoshop background that said, "Are you Inhuman?" A lot of speculation going around that he's going to be involved in the Inhumans movie, and people are saying he's going to play Black Bolt, who is the leader of the Inhumans. And I think it's kind of funny how he goes from voicing a character to now being in front of the camera but not being able to talk because, well, that's Black Bolt's point. Are they rushing into casting for the Inhumans because again, we've made it clear that they might not have the most hope for it? Or is Vin Diesel fucking with us? We'll start with Steven.
Well, if Vin Diesel did this by himself, or if Marvel got him to do it, at least it adds to the interest that it's going to be built by the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. So again, we talked about this, I think there's a general consensus at least that Inhumans is the most likely title to cause them trouble. So they need to do everything they can to create interest for that. And if Vin Diesel posting a cryptic picture gets some interest, then they'll do it. So, as for casting as Black Bolt, I haven't seen enough of his work to say whether that makes sense.
I don't think it'd be good for that. But I'm not a pro guy on having one guy play two people in the same universe, especially.
Well, they're doing it with Vision and Jarvis, so I'm down with it if they're doing it in ways where the characters are clearly distinguishable from the other. Because with Black Bolt, he's going to definitely be different than Groot. So I can see them getting away with it in that.
I think one of the thing, if you really look at it, is that they probably don't have the most... they don't find the Inhumans to be that big of an appeal that they're doing this already, because we're getting a casting choice for a movie that doesn't come out until 2018, but we don't have a casting choice for Ms. Marvel, who I think is 2017 yet?
2018.
18?
Or is Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel. We don't have her casted yet, but Vin Diesel's already saying, "Oh, well, it looks like..."
Captain Marvel's a guy.
No, it's a chick.
That's Shazam.
Oh my god.
Oh.
There's a different Captain Marvel. We're getting I don't know. They probably have Vin Diesel signed on for more roles, that's probably why. But the fact that they're jumping into the Inhuman stuff already with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. discussing it and the movie, if they're doing all this now, why isn't this being pushed up farther? Why is this so down below? Do they, is it because they don't have all the faith in the world in it? Or do they have faith that they want to save it because it's going to be this giant epic? Are the Inhumans even that... I know they have, this cult fan base, but of all movies, an Inhumans movie, unless it's... it's a very interesting book to have an adaptation of. I would have gone with something else before I went with an Inhumans movie.
See, I think that's why they're doing this stuff, because I think they're trying to build interest for it. By having it be a central thing in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Adam, have you seen the finale yet of Season 2?
Of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you know who's the Inhuman, right?
We get it. Yeah, we understand
so
that.
Do you think Sky's going to be in the movie?
Spoilers? God.
No. Oh, sorry.
To be honest, I don't know how they're going to do it. I feel like they might be rushing into this a little too quick. Because what if you've seen it where sometimes a movie will say, here's who's going to be in it, and then the movie will come out and it doesn't live up to the hype. Look at Ant-Man already. Look at all the hype it had around it when Edgar Wright was attached, and people were like, yeah, cool, Paul Rudd, he's funny, and then the trailer comes out and people are like, I mean, could this just be another situation with Ant-Man, but maybe on a bigger scale? Because people at least know or heard of Ant-Man, and so most, kids know him because of the cartoon. I don't think anybody really knows who the Inhumans are besides probably Crystal, besides Crystal, and Medusa.
I've never heard of either.
So, I don't know. Are we interested in an Inhumans movie? Would we give it a chance? I mean, we gave Guardians of the Galaxy a chance, and look what happened with that, so...
I still haven't watched it.
Carol?
Well, again, going back to me first off, you idiot, but I don't know. Let me just ask you, I said I think it's going to be the flop. Do you think I have any interest in it if I think it's going to be the first flop?
I'm just saying, with Vin Diesel being casted, do you care anymore?
No. I think that they are rushing too deep into stuff, and the whole logic is, honestly, from what I've gathered, is we don't have X-Men, so here's our X-Men. If I want that, I'll just go watch X-Men. I know nothing about the characters.
Yeah, I don't know. Marvel, I hope they don't fail us, because they've been doing very, very well. I mean, we have all the Doctor Strange stuff confirmed and the Black Panther stuff confirmed, and people are really excited for that. I just hope that it stays at a high and it doesn't start to drop. Because Ant-Man could be that starting point, and I can't say anything about this Inhuman stuff. But we'll stay in the Marvel Universe for the next topic, but we're going to be going to Fox. As Fox announced that Channing Tatum pretty much made it clear that we're getting a Gambit solo movie in 2016, ranking the X-Men movies to 3 with Deadpool and Apocalypse as well. Is it too early for a Gambit solo movie? Andrew.
Now, my question is this going to be the first time Tatum's appearing as Gambit, or is he going to be in Apocalypse?
He will also be in Apocalypse.
Okay. Then, I don't know. I think it's kind of weird that there's technically going to be 3 X-Men movies in 2016. I mean, it's not like, I'm worried about it because the last 3 X-Men movies have been great. And they've really gotten over that.
Last
Wolverine was pretty good.
Oh, you count that.
Okay,
That.
forgot about that.
And First Class was pretty good. That's what I was talking about. Hence I said the 3 in Origins is done. But yeah, I'm interested. I think, I mean, I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, but I think Channing Tatum is gonna do a pretty good job as him.
I agree.
I don't think the guy's that bad of an actor anymore. I think he's improved in recent years.
Have you seen him in Foxcatcher?
Oh, he was fantastic in Foxcatcher. But
I haven't
it's a
seen him.
completely different character.
I'm just saying that just shows that.
And it just by the guy's personality, it just seems like a role he can pull off.
And he also has given interest. He really likes the character, and it's the best when the actor is invested in the character.
Nicolas Cage, Ghost Rider.
Nicolas Cage is an anomaly all on his own. Nicolas Cage could have been friggin' Squirrel Boy, and it would have been...
He was gonna be Superman.
Yeah, he was gonna be Superman. But anyway, different story for a different day.
I'll say this. Aside from Wolverine, and I guess, I don't know, is Deadpool going to be in the same universe as the X-Men ones, or is that
That's
just...
something we haven't really gotten a lot about the Deadpool movie yet, whether he's going to be involved, or if it's just going to be Deadpool in his own little world doing his own little thing, because he's dead.
Is it going to be animation or not?
We don't really know a lot about the Deadpool stuff yet. And hopefully we'll have news soon.
I find it kind of interesting then that Gambit's the second character they use to have a solo movie in that universe, instead of someone they've already established, like a Cyclops or a...
Well, would you really want to see a Cyclops solo movie?
Well, no, I wouldn't. I mean, I'd like to see James Marsden again or someone else take over the role, but...
I mean, I think Nightcrawler could have a good solo movie.
Well, he could. I'm just saying, because, like, Cyclops is one of the more popular
X-Men characters. The thing is with Cyclops is what is he going to do, because most of his stuff is based around the X-Men movies.
I mean, that's why I'm saying it's weird that they're giving Gambit.
Well, we also got to look at who Gambit's being played by. One of the hottest young... one of the hottest young
But
actors.
do you think they should have waited a year? Why are we jumping? What if?
Don't
you
say
know-
Wired. Every superhero company's now jumping so far. And they are DC's planning movies to 2020. Same thing with Marvel. They're jumping way too deep in the stuff.
Well, to be fair, for at least with X-Men, the last one they have announced is Wolverine 3 for 2017. They don't have anything after that. I don't even know if they're going to do another X-Men movie after that.
They are, but their plan is to go forward with the whole first class cast, and the fact that now they're talking about, and they're not talking about doing a crossover with Fantastic Four, which, even though we think it's going to be a bomb, they really have high hopes for.
Yeah, they do.
Do you really think that people like Jennifer Lawrence are going to stay on that franchise for that long?
If it makes them money, I don't know why you would.
With her character, she doesn't even have to be there that much, Andrew.
True.
Did you watch Days of Future Past yet?
I was going to watch it right after this.
I'll just let you know this. She's really not in the movie that much, honestly.
Now, Steven, what is your opinion on Gambit here?
I feel like I've said this before. I wonder why. But, I don't know. I don't see him being able to do the character. I don't know why. I mean, is he gonna be bi? Or are they gonna get rid of that?
Channing Tatum
they haven't really
The thing is with
exposed a
Channing
lot.
Tatum, though, is that Channing Tatum is not one of those guys who are against doing that stuff. I mean, look at This Is the End. He was so happy that he was doing a scene where he basically was a sex slave to Danny Bride.
They haven't really explained. That's why it's even more confusing. They haven't really given us a lot to be invested with the Gambit character. They haven't explained how
To
he's
be
gonna,
fair,
and what's going to be different. And they've already announced that we're getting a solo Gambit movie.
to be fair, we're talking about a movie that doesn't come out for what, 2 years? Or
But to
years?
already announce the solo movie before, I mean, it's
not like you didn't see it coming.
I didn't, but not this year. I would have expected them maybe after Apocalypse. Oh, well, next year we're getting a solo Gambit movie.
They announced the Gambit movie as soon as they announced him.
They did not.
Yes, they did. I remember that he said
They did announce that there was going to be one in the future. It's just this finally confirmed that it's going to be out.
It shouldn't be a surprise. They already said we're going to get a movie.
Oh, no, that's why I said I had no problem. I knew that we were getting it. I just didn't expect it to be in the same year that he debuts in Apocalypse.
They're going to jump on the popularity he'll probably get because a bunch of teen fangirls, not even just fangirls with X-Men, are just going to be like, Channing Tatum. Same thing with Jared Leto as Joker.
Yeah, but they didn't announce, Jared Leto's getting a solo Joker movie. It's just...
It's money-wise.
I understand that it's money. It's just, Fox has done really well. I don't want to see them fuck up.
How are you going to fuck up with this fucking Fantastic Four movie?
That doesn't count.
Oh, that doesn't... Yeah, the film franchise that they're already announcing a sequel for doesn't count.
I can't wait to see a trailer, because I just want to know. But, we're going to move on from that. We're going to stay in...
Oh, no, one topic about Marvel I want to bring up. Jeremy Renner's teasing that he's doing something with Hawkeye that might not be with the event Age of Ultron. It might be that he's in a TV show as him.
Oh, so he might appear in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Or a Netflix show, which Steven isn't happy for, but I'm really looking forward to Daredevil and what they're going to do with Netflix.
They just announced today that the release date will be April 10th on Netflix, so...
Oh, what joy.
If Hawkeye gets a TV show or shows up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'd be really cool with that, because Hawkeye's a great character to not have his own...
He's not Hawkeye,
though. Involved in something.
That just fits.
Or if they go the comic book route, because the comic book is...
What do you mean, Steven?
Jeremy Renner is not Hawkeye. He's generic Archer guy, number 29.
You know what, they'll probably like, hey, Arrow.
You know, Hawkeye kind of is this little quipper guy, who makes jokes and stuff.
Well, they haven't given Jeremy Renner enough yet.
To be fair, he was brainwashed for 3/4 of the Avengers.
That's true.
To be fair.
So he hasn't shown any qualities of the character
Well, they're saying that he's going to have stuff to do in Age of Ultron, so...
If Jeremy Renner is the only one out of the whole movie that's as an Avenger, then not getting a movie but a TV show, that just honestly fits Jeremy Renner's whole career to me, is that he's a known name, but he's not a name that can hold his own.
You know what's so bad about Jeremy
anything.
Renner?
I mean, granted, he's not going to be in the new
If
Bourne
not,
movie, so...
he was in the Bourne movies, and, like, they already said, oh, Matt Damon.
There was a charity soccer match last year, and Jeremy Renner flew over from America to be part of it, right? And he was only playing for 10 minutes before he got taken off. That is Jeremy Renner's career, right?
Yeah. It's sad, too. I like him as an actor.
He really is.
He's a good actor, but just...
Well, hopefully, like they said, that Hawkeye and Hulk have it.
And if they did a Hawkeye show, you know why they would be doing it, right?
For Arrow.
Yeah, because of the popularity Arrow's gotten and all that, which don't even bring me up on that.
But if they did a Hawkeye show in the style of his comic, where it's this black comedy about him and his dog, whose name is Pizza Dog, living in an apartment while he deals with Russian mobsters in tracksuits, that could be pretty entertaining. It's actually it's one of Marvel's best-selling comic books, so I don't know why you wouldn't want to go with it. But like I said, we'll stay in Marvel, but DC's joining us as well, because apparently there's a feasible possibility that we're gonna get an Arrow and Agent Carter crossover.
How?
What?
Let me explain how this would work. All right. You see, we all know, spoilers, that Oliver Queen died, right? So what happens is, timey-wimey nonsense sees Oliver Queen travel back to 1940s America.
But how does that happen?
So they would take from that CBS show. What is it? You guys might know the CBS show where the detective for some reason died and went back to like 1970s and was a cop there.
Life from Mars.
Yeah.
But how? Okay, so you die and you go back in time.
I think people are blowing. I think people are blowing the proportion of what they. Because the whole conversation is because the guy who does Arrow's wife does Agent Carter. That's the only reason they talked about it.
It's funny. I know that there's no chance.
I think there's more of a
chance.
It's
funny though that this could end up being a thing.
I think there's more of a
possible.
I think there's more of a chance of some version of Batman appeering than that.
Appearing in Agents of Carter?
No, in
Agents of Carter.
An Arrow.
There's multiple.
Agents of Carter.
No, I think there's a better chance of a Batman appearing in Arrow than that happening.
And then both of them appearing in Agents of Carter.
Carter.
Well, the way the director said, and it might be just I never say never, but he said we never have plans to bring in Deathstroke and Slade and Huntress and all that. So who knows? Batman might appear eventually.
Definitely, it was. I know that there's really no chance of it happening, but I wanted to bring it up because I think it was so funny to hear. Because it just, besides the fact that it's two completely different universes, it's two different time periods, and I don't understand how you die and you go back in time.
Ra's al Ghul has a special sword. Right?
We also know that, like, if this would happen, it wouldn't happen for, like, a while, and by that point, Oliver would be back. Well, we're gonna get, like, an episode where Oliver sits down with, like, fucking Diggle and is like, I never told you this, but I went back in time. Let me tell you my story.
Honestly, that's how the show fucking is so far from what I've seen. It's like, every time it's like, I didn't tell you this, but I wasn't on the island the whole entire time.
Time and teamed up with this chick.
I was
captain guy.
Because when I was watching the season 2 finale, it's like, I wasn't on the island or the boat the whole time. It's like, I'm in Hong Kong. So I'm like, what the fuck?
It's definitely, it definitely is a weird.
What if the answer is like, I haven't been an Archer the whole time, and all of a sudden it shows him Clark, and he's fucking Superman too.
It's definitely a weird thing that came out. I don't understand why this would be a thing.
Oh, Diggle, I haven't told you, but I haven't always been straight. Kisses Diggle.
Oh, Lord.
But, that's pretty much it when it comes to movie news. It's been slow because, with the holidays, not a lot of stuff comes out. So we're gonna go into a lightning round. I have some smaller topics here, and we're going to give our general opinions. And the first one is going to be a death battle.
Oh, Lord.
So how this is going to work, I have 5 people from the comic book world that are about to go into a death battle.
Wait, hold a second. Is this like Battle Royale, or is this just...
It's a death battle. Only one will stand, everybody else will fall.
So they all fight at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to have these 5 giants go at it, and we're going to figure out who would win. And this death battle will consist of Rhino, the Juggernaut, Hulk, Bane, Solomon Grundy, and the Thing.
Isn't that
dude, those are 6?
I'm sorry, that was 6. I can't count right now.
I would need you to say that again.
Alright, the competitors are, representing Marvel, we have Rhino, Juggernaut, Hulk, and the Thing. And representing DC, we have Bane and Solomon Grundy.
Wow,
Is this a tag team match?
No, this is not a tag team match. This is an all-out brawl to see which one of these big men will survive.
It would be Hulk.
Well,
So
it
we're
depends
gonna
which
start
one
off
Vince McMahon likes.
We're going to start off with Carroll.
Again! Starting? Oh my fucking god, Adam!
What? You don't? Okay, we'll start with Stephen then.
Yay! I get
Stephen, who wins the death battle?
Alright, we're gonna get a little philosophical here. Right, we got the Rhino, Juggernaut, Hulk, Thing, Bane, Solomon Grundy. Now, are we talking immediate win? Or, oh my god.
No, these 6 are going to go out there. Who is the man? Who is the last man stand? Who reigns over all?
Well,
First
of all, Bane is pretty much screwed here. Because, he's probably just...
Is it luchador Bane, or is it
Wait,
It's comic versions of all of them. So
luchador Bane?
it's comic Bane, comic Juggernaut, comic Hulk.
Again, what's the environment like? Because Bane could use intelligence to his advantage.
They're just up there in
A
Batcave.
They're not in the Batcave.
They're in a quarry.
Batman gets bored and eventually decides to...
Yeah, they're in a forest. They're in a forest.
They're in a forest. Alright, I take back what I said. I think Bane would let the other guys fight it out. First of all, he'd just hide in the background, like he did with Batman at first time. So let everybody tie themselves out and come in. Unfortunately for him, he's still going to be screwed. So I think Hulk and Thing would go after each other straight away, because they always seem like a fight. Meanwhile, Solomon Grundy is a zombie made out of plants. Yeah. So you have this zombie plant guy going up against Rhino and Juggernaut. I guess Rhino and Juggernaut will just be ramming each other all the time. Bane is off hiding.
Oh.
Let's continue here.
Bane is off hiding somewhere. Hulk and Thing are throwing it down. I think Hulk would defeat Thing, so that eliminates Thing. And I guess Hulk and Solomon Grundy would start going at it. This is a weird thing. Hulk would obviously beat Solomon Grundy, but because Solomon Grundy always revives when he dies, in the end he would win. Because everybody else would be left dead, even Bane, who comes out from hiding, and Hulk's like, Hulk smash!
Solomon Grundy is your pick to win the death battle.
Yes, because even though he gets beaten by Hulk, he still comes back in about 10 years' time, so he wins.
Oh, that doesn't count!
No, Steven.
Oh, for God's sake.
This is whoever wins this match. It's not, you die, you come back 10 years.
Fine. I think Rhino and Juggernaut would knock each other out, so it's Hulk. Bane comes out, tries to Hurricane Rana Hulk Hogan? The Hulk. And then Hulk's like, Hulk smash! Powerbomb, breaks his spine, Hulk wins. There you go.
Alright, so Andrew, who wins the death battle?
Well, I mean, it's tough, but in the end, everyone's just got to make Roman Bane look strong.
Oh my
God. So Bane is your pick to win the death battle?
No, Hulk. But I just needed to...
For the same reasons that Steven said, or do you have a different way of looking at this?
I don't know. I don't know. I just think he'd win.
Carroll.
They're doing a partnership with Marvel, so they gotta make Thing look strong.
Sting?
It would. I said Thing.
Oh.
So you're saying the Thing wins?
No, because he's the only one out of them that is canceled.
What?
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, Fantastic Four got canceled.
That's not how you win this.
But I'm just saying.
Well, if you're not relevant at the moment, if you don't have your own comic book, then you're not going to win.
I think Bane wins.
That's what I was gonna say.
I think Bane, he literally is one of the smartest villains ever created. You know, he was the first person
And
he
he's
figured
a
out
luchador.
who Bruce was.
When he was created by Poison Ivy in that glorious 1997 movie.
Okay, the first one out is definitely Rhino.
And he's a
How you
luchador.
guys, I don't know, Steven, how you said Thing is the first one out. Rhino's the first one out.
No, see,
Well, with Rhino, it's going to be hard because he's only going to appear in the first and last 10 minutes of the fight.
Rhino...
Making horrible Russian
Okay, here's the thing. Rhino has the strength, but he's dumb as shit.
Yes, because the others are bastions of intelligence right there.
Bane is.
Apart from Bane, Solomon Grundy was dumb as a zombie.
I mean, you know, the Thing isn't that stupid. And Juggernaut's pretty smart himself, too.
Really?
Hulk.
And Hulk is, depending on how fucking pissed off Bruce is at the moment. Because if Bruce is at a high capacity of his pissed offness, he's not going to be paying attention to fucking statistics. He's just going to beat the shit out of people with a tree.
Why is this a tree?
Because they're in the forest. I think it's going to come down to Hulk and Bane.
He can't just use somebody's body.
I think it's coming down to Hulk and Bane is going to outsmart the Hulk.
How is he going to beat him even if he outsmarts him? You're going to get Hulk, kill yourself. Alright. Snap.
Hulk's lost before.
But it's Bane.
Hulk,
it's a tough...
You yourself said, Hulk, you called yourself a weakling. Me no weakling. You had
Here's the
yourself
thing.
stomach.
Bane is a smart motherfucker, and when Hulk is at Hulk mode, you know, he's it's hard to get to the side. Bane could probably convince Hulk to shrink back down to Bruce and then snap Bruce.
How would he know that Bruce exists?
Because he's a smart motherfucker.
How do you know that Batman was
Yeah, he found out that Batman was Bruce Wayne.
I thought they were just plopped into a forest all of a sudden. It's like, oh, here you go, fight.
Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna have some kind of an idea.
Well, I would have gone with Bane then. I didn't know about this.
Well, you have to. Okay, they might be fighting, but they're still the characters that they are. So Bane still has his intelligence.
I don't see how there's any way you'd work it out.
It would come down to Bane and Hulk. I think we can all agree on that part.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going with Bane, Carol's going with Bane, and you two are going with Hulk.
Yep.
So we're at a tie. So we're gonna do final opinions on this, final thoughts. We're gonna start with Andrew. Final thoughts: Bane or Hulk?
Hulk.
Explain.
I don't know. I just think he's got the strength advantage, the size advantage. In a way, I just think he'd be able to take out the most people.
We're gonna go to Stephen.
The Hulk is one of the most broken bloody superheroes. So if Bane can do whatever the hell he wants, he can hide, he can try and outsmart him, whatever. At the end of the day, Hulk's just going to grab him and tear him to shreds. So.
Carol.
Hulk Hogan is winning.
Oh, so you're trading spots. And
Hey,
with that, Hulk wins the first ever Different Panels Death Battle.
He gets a prize and a trophy.
Yes, he gets a prize. His prize is a one of those little like stress
a new
balls.
Solo movie.
No, he gets a stress ball. He gets a stress ball and an appointment with Dr. Shelby.
I thought he'd like a solo movie better, but
He could get that too, but he has to work for that. You know what I mean? He hasn't had enough time. They need to recast him. It's okay.
he hasn't grabbed the brass ring yet.
All right, what's your next lightning round? Because that took like 10 minutes.
The next question will be who.
How many more lightning rounds do we have?
This will be our last topic of the day. It will be who, in our opinion, is the best and worst actor to be casted in the role of a comic book character, whether it be TV or the movies. No animated series because it's too easy of a pick. So we're gonna go with Carol. Who is your worst cast?
I'll say best because
No. We're gonna start off with the bad.
No, I do what I want. Go American.
Well, we're doing bad to get to the good. Carol, who is your worst?
Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man.
Go fuck yourself.
No.
Would you like to elaborate why you're picking Tobey Maguire?
I think it's self-explanatory.
Oh, explain.
You're the only person who thinks he did a really shitty
I
job.
know I'm not. I know a
Well,
lot.
I mean, yeah, everyone. I mean, I don't know.
I think that it might be that I think those movies are really overrated, and I think Andrew Garfield is a way better Spider-Man than Tobey is. I think Tobey cried too much. I think he's too much of a bitch as Spider-Man. I didn't like him. I really wish he would have not come back for number 2, and the god known as Jake Gyllenhaal would have replaced him.
What about Tobey Maguire? Besides him crying, did he not, like, okay,
He was never believable to me.
not as Peter or Spider-Man?
No.
What makes Andrew Garfield more believable?
He actually jokes around like Peter Parker does. He actually makes me get a sense that this might actually be Peter Parker, not, oh, you're just a little tiny boy. Go play with your fucking chemistry set and your camera. Again, Jake
But that was the
Gyllenhaal.
point. He was playing up the geek tendencies of Peter, which I think Maguire does much better than Andrew Garfield. I think they're both great in the role. I just think Garfield's just trying to do the, oh, I'm a teenager with, thoughts and,
He got daddy issues.
emotional problems.
They don't even say that. That's what Tobey Maguire is. All Tobey Maguire is emotional issues, nonstop. I can't be with you because if I do, I'm gonna kill you.
No, but Andrew Garfield's like, oh, oh, Gwen, oh, my parents, oh, Uncle Ben. Tobey Maguire, yeah, but, I mean, at least when Tobey Maguire has emotional problems, he embraces it and does incredible dancing moves.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Embrace it. Fucking Andrew Garfield embraced the moment that he needed to cry as well. When he was watching Gwen speak after she died for the first time. Yo,
Who the fuck cares? It's been out for a year.
It was a joke.
And not a year. Not a year. And he embraced it. Tobey Maguire would cry at every little thing. Oh, you got me peanut butter cookies when I asked for chocolate chips. Fucking.
We're gonna move over to
Jake Gyllenhaal should have been Spider-Man.
Who is the worst person in your opinion that was casted?
Kirsten Dunst, or as Mary Jane Watson. There you go. Got it out.
Like to elaborate, please.
Well, first of all, I just want to get this out. I obviously confuse her with what's her face? Gwyneth Paltrow. No. Yeah, I think so. So I might be
played Pepper Potts and Iron Man.
have you seen White House Down? White House, yeah. The one with Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fine, whatever.
I'll look that up. Explain why.
Well, first of all, it's not Mary Jane. I think that's the first thing I have to say. It's not exactly her fault, but I just felt there was -5 chemistry between her and Tobey Maguire, and apparently, I think you told me this, Adam, that they didn't like each other. Well, she didn't like him for whatever reason. So I guess that's another factor. Also, she was just there. It's like, okay, we need a love interest. Let's get this woman, this bird, whatever. And she plays the role, and there's nothing to it. There's no emotion. She's walking and talking, and she just sucks time from the movie. And oh dear God, it's awful.
The chick that you get her confused with is Maggie Gyllenhaal.
I think I get all three of them confused, actually.
Rachel from The Dark Knight?
Where's Rachel?
Yeah, that's
Rachel.
I thought that was Kirsten Dunst.
How to do that. And, Andrew, who's the worst person that you think was casted?
I'm still thinking of my worst. There's a bunch.
I have mine. And
you can go first, I'm still thinking.
You're gonna get pissed off at me, but I think the only reason she was casted was because of her credibility. I don't think she added anything differently. Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique.
Oh, I should have chosen her. Damn it.
I honestly don't think she added a single thing to that character. She was
Jennifer
Lawrence.
You're breaking me.
She was playing Jennifer Lawrence in an X-Men movie. There was no dynamic in it. They were like, okay, so yeah, there was the whole thing.
To be fair, isn't that what I think it's Chris Pratt did as Star-Lord too?
But there was an action. But there's the thing. Here's the difference. It's Chris Pratt wasn't as known as Jennifer Lawrence is by this point, and Star-Lord doesn't have the emotional backup that he. I mean, besides the fact that my mother's dead, and But he had
I have
fun with
mine.
it. And
I
it's
got
also
mine.
a different movie than X-Men. I just don't think... Anytime I look at it, I see Jennifer Lawrence in blue body paint. I think Rebecca Romaine was a much better Mystique than the original trilogy.
Mystique had, it might sound cliche, but she seemed mysterious. She seemed like someone who you could believe could assassinate someone and then just walk away easily and nobody know. Jessica Lawrence is...
Made her into like a lot of things, just a teeny bopper type character. She was all upset because of Charles, and it's like, I'm just looking at him like, you typecasted her to be this character.
Again,
But that also goes to the fact that I think Jennifer Lawrence is oversaturated as all hell.
Sir, the door is right there.
I'm glad that she wasn't in Days of Future Past as much, and when she was, I didn't give a shit because I don't think she does anything to the Mystique character. Nothing at all. Mystique isn't supposed to have this big talk role. I mean, unless they do the actual right story, and this wasn't the right story, and I don't think she's the right person to do it.
All right, I have my worst, and it's an actor I like. Topher Grace is Venom.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense for this guy to play Eddie Brock, considering
I think it was a sad
he's a skinny little dweeb. And he's supposed to play this intimidating guy, because I'm pretty sure in the comics, he was pretty intimidating even before he was Venom. He had some build to him, and then Topher Grace doesn't add much to the character, doesn't really give that good of a performance, and when he's Venom, he's barely Venom because he's got the frickin' half part, the face half of his suit off for half the fucking movie.
Eric Foreman got jealous.
Yeah.
I find it funny that all three of you picked somebody from...
I like the Raimi movies. They're probably my third or second favorite superhero trilogy of all time.
Granted, I agree with you, and I agree with Stephen a lot about Kirsten Dunst. I don't like her as an actress either. I don't agree 100% with Carroll. I agree that he's not the best Spider-Man, but I think Tobey Maguire is the best Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's how I say it too.
I'm the same guy who doesn't like Christian Bale as fucking Batman either.
I'm surprised you didn't pick that.
I thought you would.
I can't.
I'll pick that again too.
Would you like to explain? Go ahead.
Fuck Christian Bale. I don't get how, because for me, whenever I hear somebody talk about how Christian Bale's Batman, I say, oh man, they talk about his voice. They don't talk about how he was. They just talk about he talks in a fucking smoker's cough voice. He, to me, didn't have the look of fucking Bruce. At least, that might be just me, being, like, what's the word? I see the comics, I see how everything else Bruce has not like a big, but like, I just think Bruce looks like John Hamm, honestly. That's how I think Bruce is supposed to look. That's how John Hamm.
Because John Hamm was one of the front runners to be.
I would have liked him. I would have liked Joe Egerton. I would have liked Jake Gyllenhaal just because Jake Gyllenhaal was actually up to be in it besides Christian Bale as Batman Begins. I would have liked I just like Ben Affleck. I think Ben Affleck is going to be better than Christian Bale. I just never been a Bale guy. I don't find him interesting.
With that, we're going to move over to the better half of the topic. Who, in our opinion, is the best person you've casted as a comic book character? We're going to start with Steven.
J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh, I didn't think of that one. I didn't think of that one.
He's perfect. Do I need to explain how perfect he is?
Go ahead, explain, because that one I completely forgot about.
I can't. Sometimes you have somebody playing a character, and you try and imagine that character as somebody else. Like, nope. And every time I imagine J. Jonah Jameson, it's always him that pops into my mind. And every time I find out it's not him,
they're not bringing him into the new ones yet.
I completely forgot about J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. It really is the perfect incarnation of him.
There's only one casting next to this one that I think comes anywhere close, and that's Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're forgetting one that's obvious.
I'm going
Robert Downing Jr.
Oh yeah.
Well, Carol, go ahead.
No, that's what I wasn't going to say.
Well, Andrew, you're going to pick Robert, right?
I got two.
Well, you can
get
a tie.
It's a tie between Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, because it's gotten to the point where I cannot see another actor portraying these characters for a long-ass time. And with Jackman's case, they can't, because it wouldn't make sense to put another actor in as Wolverine unless they completely rebooted the franchise, because he's ageless in the movie. So if there's another younger actor playing him, you're going to be like, something's not right here. Plus, he's just so good in the role. And the same with Robert Downey Jr. Like, he's basically become Tony Stark. It's come to the point where those two actors are synonymous with the characters. And everyone thinks, Wolverine when they think of Hugh Jackman, or Hugh Jackman when they think of Wolverine, vice versa. But yeah, those are mine, definitely.
It really did help Robert Downey Jr.'s career with that whole Iron Man turn, because, he came from a horrible alcohol
downfall.
And then he gets casted as Iron Man, and people were like, "No, this is going to be terrible." And look what it's done for his career.
Honorable mention is Patrick Stewart as Professor X.
That's a good one.
I don't know. I think James McAvoy.
I think McAvoy is great, but I don't think you can compare those characters because they're two completely different characters.
Carroll.
Might be a technicality, but I'm not sure if you said movie. I was going to say Grant Gustin as Barry Allen.
I said TV counted.
Grant Gustin as Barry Allen, because I've seen some of the stuff. I've even watched some clips from Flash, even though I haven't watched it full yet. And from the Arrow episode, I was going to say Stephen Else, I really like him too. No, okay, I got one. Grant Gustin, because I think he's really good as Barry Allen, and Manu Bennett as Slade.
Alright.
I think Manu Bennett's a fucking... Sorry for all the language, too. I just think he's a great Slade. I don't want to see anybody as Slade. And in anything else, I don't want to see anybody as Oliver Queen besides Stephen Amell. I just can't. I don't want to. But if I had to go TV or a movie, it'd be Downey or Jackman. That's the only ones I can really think of.
I have three that I had, but I'm gonna throw them out there. We can just wrap it this one. I think Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kick-Ass was perfect. Surprised nobody brought up Heath Ledger as Joker.
I was going to, but it would be too generic. And I can actually picture other people as the Joker, so that's why I didn't choose him.
Michael Keaton as Batman.
Really?
Yeah. I think Michael Keaton is the quintessential Batman, besides Kevin Conroy. When people think of Batman, most of the time unless you're part of the now generation, it will always go back to Michael Keaton.
It goes to Kevin Conroy for me. I never think about Michael Keaton.
Well, if you're talking the movie-wise.
I don't think about Michael Keaton.
I think Michael Keaton is the best Batman.
Do you think Val Kilmer?
No, George Clooney, obviously.
Also, Ian McKellen as Magneto.
Yeah, that's another one.
Shit, Oh,
it's so like when they were casting that movie, they picked the perfect two actors to play.
Another one I'll throw out. We're just gonna roll in this soon, but Hellboy, Ron Perlman.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna bring up a female. Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy.
I agree with that.
I don't think they can ever cast that character.
I'm starting to think Stephen Amell as Oliver Queen might be my favorite one, because I've watched the show entirely. Or the first season that I had not had a single complaint as him as Oliver yet.
Oh, I've seen complaints. I've seen a lot of complaints.
Shut up, Steven! Nobody cares about you.
We can discuss that in a few.
Okay, then Manu Bennett. You can say, his motive was, I think the motive was because of the Mayor Kuru.
We can talk about this on the TV.
But I wholeheartedly, the greatest is Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Or Hugh Jackman.
Or Hugh Jackman. It literally both characters.
Or Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
No.
Let me defend it.
No, just going by what we have so far.
No, defense. I don't consider that no mouth guy to be Deadpool. I consider to be a mutant.
That's Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
Yes, Baraka. When he was actually Deadpool, I forget his real name, but when he was Deadpool in the movie, when he was Wade Wilson, he was actually really good, and he was the actual what the character's supposed to be.
Let's not talk about that movie anymore.
I will defend Ryan Reynolds as Hal Jordan as well.
Oh,
So will I.
He was. I just think that movie wasn't good, but he was a good Hal Jordan.
He had nothing to do with the problems of that movie.
what
I
about
also wanna
what
throw
about Ben
another
Affleck and Jennifer Garner as Daredevil and Electra?
I do want to throw up another honorable mention of Mickey Rourke as Marv from Sin City.
What about Mickey Rourke as Ivan Vanko from Iron Man 2?
Let's not talk about Iron Man 2. But I think we've run the course here enough. We've
Oh, no, I know.
All right, one more, and then we gotta.
Getting his name, but the Thing from the first Fantastic Four movie.
I'm surprised no one brought up Chris Evans.
No, I'm thinking about the Thing from Fantastic Four. I'm forgetting his name, but now I think of the Thing. I think that's a perfect casting choice.
Michael Chiklis was good as Ben Grimm, and yes, Chris Evans was a fantastic Human Torch.
I wasn't talking about that, but
Wait a minute.
okay.
But yes, he's a great Captain America. But we can go on for a little. But I think we've run the gambit a little bit too much here.
Channing Tatum as Gambit sucks. For God's sake.
That's anyway. This has been another Different Panels podcast. For Stephen, Carol, Andrew, and myself. Excelsior, viewers. Good night.